Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm Captain Gesso, and we're going to talk about the ban list today. Yeah, I know. I'm totally off the loop here from my usual shenanigans, but come on, I just have to talk about it. I think this is actually kind of interesting. I was not expecting a whole lot to go on with this, and I'm sure you're going to watch the SEMO video and the FARFA video and everything else and whatever that's going to drop after this. But, I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, is Dragoon going to get banned? Because that's always a giant menace. Like, our decks like Dragon Link and Dinosaur is going to get nerfed because they're pretty good decks. I've already seen the list, but we're going to go through it for the people who haven't seen the list and kind of talk a little bit about it. We'll mix a little bit of the investing stuff, a little bit of that fun stuff into there. But if you couldn't tell, I just got home from the beach. Might be a little bit red, a little bit burnt. I'm really in a lot of pain right now, like an extreme amount of pain. But this channel isn't about me talking about how much pain I'm in. We can do that another day. So let's go through. We'll go through the list and we'll talk about what they've done. So the first big hit right off the bat, Guard Dragon LP. And that's a huge one. People have been calling for this to be banned for the longest time. So it's a giant enabler for Dragon Link. Dragon Link probably being the biggest deck of the current format, or at least, well, what will be the previous format. Yeah, that's a huge one. People have been calling for LP to be banned for a long time. Basically, it's just a free special summon from your deck. So obviously you can make a lot of plays with that in Dragon Link. So that was a big one. By the way, Electromite, bring back my boy Electromite, man. That hurts so much, man. Everybody wants us back. Bring back my boy. What else do we have? So Zodiac Drytron, huge. So for the last at least couple of years, Zodiac has been a huge deck. Same as the OCG. Actually, this just got banned last week. I think it was in the OCG. So, it's a huge deck. Zodiac, and it's probably going to see a lot bigger of a ding in the OCG, where pure Zodiac decks are like, a big thing. But there's a couple of combination decks like Zodiac Eldritch and Zodiac Tri-Brigade that are going to get a big hit from that. Obviously, that's a really easy big beefer to make. So that's an interesting one. Actually, not that surprising. Not that surprising to see that, given the fact that it went, last week in the OCG. Although a little bit surprising considering how more prevalent pure Zodiac decks are in the OCG. But yeah, another one gone. Zodiac Trident. What else do we have? So there we go. So Miscellaneous to 1. That's again super huge because that's a giant piece for Dino decks. Again, another one people have been yelling, calling, oh, ban Miscellaneous. Well, they took it down to 1, so that's what you're going to get today. So kind of an interesting pick. So that's another big deck that takes a giant hit. Question for the day is will Dino decks still be playable with Miscellaneous at just 1? Performafile, Skulkerbat, Joker. This is actually one I'm happy about. I'm really happy about. I don't think that's a big deal, even to limit it. It's not still that great of a card. It's a free search, but like, it's all right. Will this turn Pendulum Tier 0? No. Not at all. Not at all. It won't turn Pendulum Tier 0. But it's nice to see Pendulum get like a handful of tiny support, considering Konami absolutely hates it. Striker Dragon, again, another piece for Dragon Link. So Dragon Link really taking some big dinks this day, so that's limited. This is a huge one. That's huge. Sky Striker Mobilize. This is probably one of the decks that you're now going to see jump up better. Because Sky Striker was always like on the edge of being like without engage. It was like, alright, it's alright deck, it's playable. Now it just got playable. That's really cool. So engage 2-1, boys. Have fun with it. Double Iris Magician. Interesting to see something that's not malicious on the semi-limited list. That's kind of hilarious. So I don't think that's even that broken a card. Maybe somebody can prove me wrong. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see them actually use the semi-limited list. I think they need to use this list a lot more for cards that are just to reduce consistency. I think they need to use this more. Pull a card to 2. They used to do that all the time. Card was alright, like really good. You could find them all the time. Pull it down to 2. It's not as good at 2. I'm not saying it's bad, but it makes it not as good. And then Symbol of Heritage. That's an old card. They pulled that off the list. Pretty much, it was like a really weird version of Monster Reborn. but you had to have 3 of the same card in the graveyard. It was limited and banned and all sorts of things because of loops you could do with it primarily. So it's too slow nowadays. It's a gimmicky card. It doesn't really deserve to even be on this list. It's not that cool. So I'm sure you've probably seen the list. If not, there's your list. I'm not going to stick too much on those cards there, talk too much about those. I think it's a good list. I am surprised. They really kind of came down on Dragon Link. But the big thing is, no Dragoon, no Verte, no Red Eyes Fusion. And that concerns me. That concerns me. So, I mean, what else dodged the list? Zeus dodged the list. Although Zeus isn't like that broken. Zeus is a good boss monster, but Zeus isn't. So Zeus dodged the list. That was a huge one. So yeah, where do we go from here? So obviously now Dragon Link decks and Dino decks are about to get a lot less prevalent. I mean, I'm sure there's still ways to play them. There's still ways to use them, but like, ooh, that's big. That's big. But what's going to come back now? That's what I want to talk about. What's going to come back, because we can then talk about the investing portion of it. What you should be buying right now. Oh, clickbait YouTuber face. Oh no, pointing. Like, okay, yeah. So, what should you buy? Well, here's the thing. There's going to be some decks that get really, really good. Although, how did I also move completely over? I forgot to talk about Mirage Stallion. That's huge as well. That's a big piece for Salamangreat decks. So that's really cool to see. So let's talk about decks. What's going to get big? Well, first of all, Dragoon is now going to terrorize everybody because, I mean, that's just a sprinkle usually in any. There wasn't like not a certain type for archetype or deck for Dragoon. You just threw Dragoon in because it's a terribly unbalanced card. I don't like it. Yes, it's easy to out, but it's still a dumb card. I just think you get rid of Verte. I think Verte is what needs to go. Excuse me. But back to all that now. So, I mean, what gets good here? So Sky Striker now is going to be a fairly decent deck, so I would definitely consider picking up right away, as soon as you can, some of the Sky Striker pieces. I think that's going to be a good deck. Salamangreat now is going to go from being on the edge to being, like, pretty good. I'm not going to use the words tier 0. That's not going to happen. That's, so Salamangreat's going to be one that's going to come into this format now. That's going to be a really interesting piece to come, to kind of tag along. Because Salamangreats are always, like, a good deck. So definitely look at picking up like your Salamangreat pieces like Balinks and things like that. They might go up a little bit in price, so it's just a little bit of something to consider. Yeah, no, we're gonna Colossus. I just want Colossus back so badly. It's not even that broken a card, please. Also, maxi to 3. I'm just gonna big brain this here. Maxi to 3. I don't care. Simo, fight me. 1v1 me if you're watching this. We're going to fight. Yeah, what else? I'm totally unprepared for this video. I'm just like, I got to jump on. I got to make a video right now. I got to, like, jump in. Oh, yeah. For the people who bought Drytron cards, like, a month or 2 ago, good job. Drytron's going to be good. It just got some really good support in Mu-Beta Fafnir that just dropped in Lightning Overdrive. So if you did pick up your Drytron stuff, I think that's going to be a really good deck to look at, or to currently right now invest in. Like, quick, get your collector's rares, get your ultra rares, get if you're budgeting you're cheap ass, then yeah, go buy some of those cards. Virtual World might be all right. I know it doesn't have big VFD, still. The only reason that Virtual World wasn't good in the previous or current format, whatever you want to call that, is the whole fact that, like, everything else was just good. Zodiac and its variants were too good. Right? Dragon Link and its variants, too good. Dinos, too good. So Drytrons, I think, is going to come back in the fold. Virtual World, I think, can still come back in the fold. I know it doesn't have big boss daddy, but it's still a good deck. Really interesting to see, though, by the way, and actually this is what I totally forgot about this video, is not only welcome the Dragoon format, welcome, my friends. You're going to get really sick of seeing also the Invoker normal summon, because we're in Invoked format now. Invoked, Tri-Brigade, Dogmatica format. Also, Shadal's, Winda didn't get hit. That's like my deck of Shaddoll's. I love the Shaddall. I love playing Shaddall. So Winda, that's big. So yeah, I don't know. There's like I'm just trying to wrap my head around all this here. But yeah, tell me, what did you think of the ban list? Do you think it's do you think Dragoon to 0? Do you think that maybe Verite to 0? Do you think maybe, you know, like it was good? I'm really excited to now just see everybody on the planet now just play some form of Invoked, Shaddall, Dogmatica, Tri-Brigade. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one short. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I just want to go through the list. For people who don't play the meta, who don't play the game, I don't play a whole lot really myself. I'm more of just a card buyer, shiny. I like shiny cardboard. Now's a good time to start making, I always say, smart investments. So like I said, look at this ban list now. Consider now that decks like Dragonlink, man, if you invested in Dragonlink cards, have fun. Down. Those are gonna drop in price. Of course, your Dino. I don't think Dino's even got that heavy of a hit. Honestly, I don't. Miscellaneous. Yes, it's a big piece, but you know you still got plenty of ways to play that deck. Mystic Mine, by the way, didn't get hit. Good lord. But yeah, I would start looking at Salamangreat. I would start looking at Sky Striker because those are two really good decks. Part of their big cards being banned, they've got some of their stuff back. So get on eBay right now. Get on your TCG player and start looking at. I might make a video of some of the stuff, but go look a little bit at the some of those cards, because those are gonna. I believe. Actually, I don't believe. I think I know they're gonna come up just a little, just a hair better. Anyways, we'll keep it short. And as always, have a good day, night, weekend, evening, morning, Monday, whatever it is. I'm gonna go watch some anime. Peace.